The first step in making a game, at least for me in my own workflow and pipeline, is the birth and conception of the idea for the game. So for this game, I started with a completely blank slate Photoshop document so that I would be able to mess around on it and create some stuff and generate ideas. The next step in this process was for me to drag in the map from my already pre-existing D&D world because thinking is hard to do. Step 2, again, at least for me and the way I work, as well as for this idea that I'm currently having for the game that I plan on making, which is why I'm giving you all these process videos, I began to look for an area in here in which my game will take place. The current idea, as it's something that I'm only going to focus on for a little bit of time, won't be anything particularly huge, so a small part of the map will do perfectly fine. Luckily, at the time of recording this and writing the script that I'm reading off of, I already know this whole first step, so we have a section of the map in which the game will be set. Now, the next step that I'm going to take is I need to begin level designing. So, this section of the map looks like it's just woods and nothing else. However, I know my world pretty well. You know, I created it and shit. And I can assure you that in this square, there is a mansion, a haunted mansion. Ooh, spooky and all that. So, I began by breaking down the mansion into its 3 floors, and then, after breaking down the mansion into 3 floors, I began turning those 3 floors from traditional drawings into digital adaptations, digital drawings. As you can see here, we have floor 1, floor 2, and then we have floor 3. These are not the easiest to work off of, especially when you're going digital. So, that is why I took that file into a different program called Illustrator, and I created essentially blueprints for each floor. We have floor 1, we have floor 2, and we have floor 3. Hopefully the ominous words on screen are ominous. So, with the blueprint made and the 3 floors mapped out with a key to show where everything is, the next step, the next area of this quest to create a game over winter break is to decide on a genre for this game. So what genre will this be? Well, luckily, I have an answer. As you would probably have gathered by the fact that this video is uploaded and you're, being walked through all this, and I tend to plan everything out, or at least I try to. Well, what is that answer, you may be asking, which I hope you're asking because that means I'm doing a good job of all this. Well, I love the horror genre, so because of that, my first game is going to be a horror game, if you couldn't tell from some of the room titles earlier. This idea, the concept, gameplay, and all that came from a couple different games, mainly the games Slender, PT, and a friend of mine made their own indie horror game that I very, very much enjoy and have still never beaten because I'm bad at video games. So, with a concept, a genre, a setting, a general time in which the game will take place in the relevancy of my Dungeons & Dragons world, it looks like the next thing to do is to begin 3D modeling the game, creating assets, texturing, physically building the game, and that will come as the next video. And just like that, in my workflow, my pipeline, the way I work, the first step towards making a game has been taken, and it has now been recorded for your viewing pleasure. Well, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you guys look forward to the rest of the creation of this. And I cannot give a definitive answer on when the next video of this will be, as I have school and I'm doing this while in school. So the next installment of my process of making this game, a progress video to go into a process book, etc., so on and so forth. I don't know when it will come. However, I know that it will come, and I know that I'll be working on this, and I will be keeping you all as up to date as possible. And that's about all I can say. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this, and I hope you all are looking forward to this as much as I am. With that being said, I'm Desperate48, and let's make a game together.